Hey y'all, just about to get started. I've been up all freaking day, all night, working on these little notes and everything. How's everybody doing? Blueberry Boost, thank you, babes. Enjoy your weekend as well. Angie, welcome in, sweetheart. Um, and say you about to be cleaning them fish tanks. Oh, okay, girl. Yes, so I'm pretty sure everybody knows the story or at least been getting small parts of the story here and there, from a lot of different platforms about Josiah. Um we are still people are still in making it trying to figure out the story and see what's going on with her case and with this family. Today I have for y'all. Well, I'm gonna say this first, y'all, because I've actually covered this story one time before. Like it was sometime last year when she actually went missing. So I it's so many different platforms and so many different content creators that's covering this story. It's a lot of information that's actually, hey Terry, welcome in. Welcome in. It's a lot of different platforms and a lot of different content creators that's covering this story. Like it's really becoming like insane. So I've actually been following a few content creators along the way to get more information. Else I would have been pretty much covered this story when they had started going to the preliminary court. Um, so I just wanted to get see what else was out there and try to find some different connections as far as like with the family and hear exactly what the family have to say, even the extended family. So, and it's a lot, y'all. Like this is really, really a lot. We are talking about 40 years of generational curses, dealing with this family, the immediate family to be exact. Um, Also, today we're going to cover the interview that was done with Nazaya's father. And it was also an interview that was done with a cousin, you know, um, that actually had been having these experiences as well with this same immediate family. So we're going to cover that today. And then it's a few things that I've came across also on Facebook with some family members as well. I've also came to find out that Naziah, she was not the only child. She also had a brother that was older than her. Um, and we're going to get into that as well. So in the comments, y'all let me know I know y'all are pretty much familiar with it, but have y'all actually came across some new information, because every day something different is going on. Every day something is happening. It's a lot that's going on with within the aunties, that could possibly the one particular auntie, who name is Shannon Harris. She's completely being highlighted as well as the grandmother. This stuff really we really want to try to find out what's going on, like how did all of this become, so out of hand, to this extent. So I've been trying to figure this out, for the past few days. And it's mind boggling, like it is, because it's a lot to actually cover. And it's a lot of different names and characters and the characters that they play within the family. So it's really a lot going on with this particular situation. So I am going to get started. Let me see. So let's start off with the father's let's do the father's interview. Now, mind you, that the father passed away 10 months ago. I mean, 10 to 11 months ago. Like, he passed away right before her disappearance. It has been said that he said it out his own mouth, pretty much that he had been having heart failure, and he was going through this during a time frame that he found out that his daughter was missing. It was really shocking to actually hear the father's interview, because I mean, I'm gonna let y'all judge for yourselves, but yeah, it was really shocking about some things that he actually said. It had me kind of like second guess a few things, but my heart still, felt for him as a parent, but it's unfortunate, about the situations that actually have been going on and been happening, throughout the course, that all of this was going on with his daughter, that he pretty much say that he wasn't aware of, so it was just like this picture was painted that his daughter was okay, being in the hands of the grandmother and the aunt and stuff of that nature. So yeah, it's crazy. Hey Angel, welcome in, love. Welcome. So yes, y'all, we about to get into the father's interview. This interview was conducted throughout the time frame that they was actually, they had the search party going on, looking for baby girl and stuff like that. He was even out there as a father, with a heart condition and going through heart failure, looking for his daughter. Um, a lot of people were saying that pretty much that he probably, passed from a broken heart. But I will let everybody else make their own decisions with that. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and we're gonna get started. So I will be pausing this video because I will be, voicing my opinion on a few things and letting you all know some other information that I have, just for, people won't get confused about certain people and their names and the place that they actually play, within the family. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So thank you all for hitting the like button, coming in, joining the show. I pray that this family and this search party is able to find baby girl as soon as possible. So here we go.
Beautiful sister, Sierra.
So mind y'all that this is a very this guy right here, this content creator, he has been an advocate, and has really been in tune with the family and stuff like that. Like he also has one of the main cousins that started the search party for her, that had been trending on TikTok since the beginning of the search. Her name is Roxy Rocks, or Rocks Roxy. So she was not staying in Detroit at the time that all of this, was happening and was going on within her niece's situation. She actually moved from there quite some time, and she a lot of the family, she is a part of the extended family, so she wasn't aware of what was going on with the immediate family of Nazia's. So we're gonna get to her, and y'all gonna be able to see her. She's gonna pretty much be in the interview with another cousin with the that also was S aid within this immediate family. Here we go.
Who came here today.
So this girl right here, her name is Sierra. She is the cousin of Nazia. I believe that, of course, I believe that she's much older, or a little older, but she actually has been through, you know, um, the same situations for quite some time, just as well as Nazaya, within a certain amount of time frame, um, that she had been essayed as well from this same immediate family. Um, she has, in this video, she let us know that she was essayed by Shannon, who is the auntie, one of the twins. You know, Shannon is also the dude, Jarvis, that is also, his girlfriend. I'm not sure, if they was actually engaged or how they go. I'm not sure about that. But I just know that they're not married. So until the end, I'm gonna, call her the girlfriend, the baby mama. So yeah, this is Sierra, cousin of Nazaya.
to share her testimony of what went on in the house and her experiences with the family. How you doing, baby?
How you doing? First and foremost, I just want to give my respects to Roxy, my cousin, for being my voice. At the end of the day, I wouldn't even be able to sit here and talk about this if it wasn't for Roxy. We had very multiple personal talks, and she's more than family to me. That's my sister. She was my voice, and she's Nazaya's voice. And at the end of the day, she encouraged me to let me know that it's okay. I got you through it all. I'm here. It shouldn't have took for my cousin to come back and be able to be the voice, but she was, and through that, I'm forever grateful. So, with that being said, any backlash that y'all have to say about Roxy, keep it. Furthermore, um, it is hard talking about this, but at the end of the day, like I said, I have backbones and they're there for me. So I'm able to talk about it. And I do wish I would have talked about it sooner. I did not know what was going on. But once again, close family members let me know that the things that I thought happened to me, and it took me a minute, a long time actually, to recall what happened to me. I thought I used to dream about it. I have a therapist that I talk to, but I teach my kids to speak up. And the worst fear for you as a mother who has been touched or molested is for your kids to go through it and to suffer in it. And Roxy told me, when you're able to talk about it, talk about it. And she encouraged me. So once again, I'm here, and it's not about me. It's a to bring awareness on the situation. Is to bring awareness that Nazaya case is real. It can happen with family and loved ones. It can happen with the ones that you trust the most. And talk about it. Speak on it. If you see something, say something, because a lot could be prevented. And the ones who don't believe my testimony, I pray for you. I love you very much. I don't hate you. I pray you seek validation in your life. And I pray that I mean you well. Who I hate, and I don't have hate for no one. I hate you, Jarvis, because you stripped Desire of her innocence. Something that was once done to me, and I know how it feels to seek validation in the ones that who did it to you. Because once again, like I told y'all, I love my cousins. and I seek validation in them for asking them and for still knowing what they did to me and still trying to reach out and still wanting to be around them because it's family.
Like you told me that part of the reason or the main reason why it was hard for you to speak about this for so long was because these are your family members and you love them
Yes.
and you didn't want to hurt them.
No.
And that's the exact dynamic. That's the exact component that keeps so many kids silent about what's going on in the households because they don't want to hurt the people that's hurting them. And then you said this is going on from age 6 to 12.
Yes. And I'm once again, both of my child fathers can even vouch, even close family members, a lot of people could. I went through a lot of things. It's not about me. And at the end of the day, my both of my child fathers know that I'm not lying because they even had to suffer from my trauma. And that's the truth be told because I have two children. I have an 8-year-old and a 3-year-old. And I promise you, the trauma lives on. I don't play about where my kids go. I don't
That was that
trust
was
certain
that was
family
that
members.
was part of what you said to me that first day that I met you. You said, Mark, that's why I never let my kids go over there
My
because
kids don't know half of my family, and I hate that. I love my cousin. I love Roxy because I know it's a safe place. I know that there's nothing weird going on. I love my cousin Malik. I love Brianna. I love my auntie Kenya. I love my cousin Miguel. Before all this even unfolded, people had so much to say. People had so much to badger about my auntie Kenya, but she was right. Now, what I do hate is that Kiki and Janelle is bickering with my cousin because at the end of the day, you should be combining with her. Because I'm not going to lie, y'all had some, y'all shed a little light of something. I can't say y'all did as much, but y'all shed a little light. It was, I heard multiple stories.
I can at least credit Janelle. If
Okay.
with all of the credit that everybody
Yep.
gives me, right? Janelle is the one that
That
came to
part.
me, and if it wasn't for Janelle bringing it
But
to me,
and that's what I'm saying. And as far as my sister, you know what I know. And I love you very much. I love you deep in my soul. You know that. But you should have spoke up for me. And I love you. But here I am. Okay. And yeah. I'm gonna stick behind the ones who was my voice. And now it came to the point where they gave me the strength to be able to talk about this, and it's not about me. I just want to raise the awareness that things get real and say something. You see something because it can prevent so much. It can prevent so much. And I wish I would have been able to prevent a lot, but I can't lie. I was going through a lot, and I didn't want to badger anybody because it happened so young, and I was figuring it out. I was still trying to make sure that what I was thinking was not some made believe. And it's so sad to say that it took me years to realize what happened to me was not a lie. What happened to me was
it wasn't a
real.
dream. You said you
It
told
was
me
not a
you
dream.
told me that as you got older, you
Hmm.
thought back
I
on it,
thought I was
and
dreaming
and
it.
you thought it was a dream
Yep.
that you was thinking about.
Yes. They made everything that they even experienced me to into a game.
So all of the inappropriate experiences that they had with you, it was, they
Yes.
they cloaked it in the form of a game that they was playing with you, and you told me that they was actually teaching you.
Yes. How to perform oral things. Honestly, that, and I hate to say it, I've been through a couple of relationships with females, and I do feel like they are the reasons why I am bisexual. I'm sorry. I teach my kids to say something. Tell. Um, tell mommy. So it did take a minute, and I did not know what was going on in that household until certain family members, close ones, was bringing it to my attention that it was going on, and that's when I felt the need to try to take some type of action. And Roxy was the main one who was encouraging me, wherever way you want to take it, cuz I'm there for you. So I spoke up, and I'm ready for whatever is to come with that, because if a lot of more of us would have said something, or just even had the courage to bring it up, it it would have further a little bit. I lost my mom in 2017, and from that I kind of drowned in myself in alcohol. um I placed myself around people who didn't mean me well. I tried suicide. I was going through a dark path, and it took me a minute to get back up on my feet.
Okay, so man, y'all, I want to give a few people, give y'all a little update as well. If y'all didn't know, the grandmother, I believe that she had 5 kids, all that ran away at some point. Um, not, I don't believe anybody actually came forward, with anything that was going on, as far as with her kids, but they did all pretty much run away. Now, I did find out that Nazaya's mother was also SA'd by um, um, her mother's boyfriend, Nazaya's mother's boyfriend. When she was younger, and he impregnated her when she was 11 years old. So, and I believe that that pregnancy, when Nazaya's mother got pregnant, well, ended up pregnant with her first child. That is the older brother of Nazaya, and we're gonna get into his name and everything like that too, because it's just been a whole mess on Facebook and all kind of rumors that people was putting out here. I mean, like threats and all kind of stuff. So we're gonna get into that in after the interview. So a little in between some things.
To be there mentally for my daughter. And through that, I realized my kids is all I have. So if I didn't do nothing right, it was to do right by them, because they didn't ask to be here. And I knew then I had to cut a lot of things out. So I just wish I would have been able to help more. That's what I'm saying. I wish I would have been able to be there. I wish I would have been able to take action. I wish I would have still been around. But I was fighting my own demons, and I stayed away from Shannon. I stayed away from Marquita. I stayed away from them because I knew they projected onto me, and I didn't want my kids to even experience that. Mm.
You told me when we first talked that she apologized, right? You talked to me when I was talking to you earlier.
Yeah.
You said that it was a half-ass apology. Like what exactly could have been said to apologize after what kind of apology, or what did she say to you that you
Um, I feel like
speak back up a little bit from?
um, I feel like we had like a half ass, like it was around. I don't want to say 20. I might have the years wrong, but I know it was around Thanksgiving. And I don't know if it was around 2022 or 2023. Whatever year that my sister came back to visit, um, we went over her house. We went over her house, and it just was like a half-ass apology. Basically, we talked about it a little bit in a way, and I was telling her how I was caught doing certain things, and it just was like, "How are you, cuz? You know I'm here for you." But it was never really an apology.
Hmm. Roxy, what you got to say? You want to say something?
So y'all, this is the extended cousin Roxy. She like in the beginning when they very realized that Nazaya was missing, she literally was like the first one to step up and was looking for her, and she actually left her state, to come to Detroit, go to Detroit to do the footwork and try to figure out what was going on with baby girl, and what happened, and was looking for her and actually started the search party. Also she helped with printing out missing person flyers and stuff like that. And y'all, it's really tripped out because at some point we are going to find out that the immediate family, a lot of the flyers that was posted like within a local area, they was removing the flyers. I found that out earlier today that they literally have been removing the flyers from the local places within the area during the whole search party. It was people putting them up, and then at some point, you had some folks that's taking them down. So it's obvious that somebody had, probably not just somebody, but it's several close people to that was close to Nazaya, who was doing these things purposely because it's obvious that they had something to hide. So this is Roxy right here.
I am I feel enraged. However, I am glad that you listened to what I told you to do. I told you that it was important for you to speak, whether you spoke publicly or privately, for your own healing, because that was important for you,
Same thing I told.
and to not let them get off. Because I told you I was coming for them and I was going to be there for you. And I meant that. So I'm glad that you got the courage to get your healing that you needed in the way that you saw fit. And I'll be there for the next step too. This is one of the reasons why I have been pushing for any women, not just family members, that if anybody has violated you in any way, to speak up. It's not easy, but when you don't, and you don't get it off of your chest, you don't get it off your heart, you do things that Sierra just described:
It turns you into a person
suicidal
that you don't want to be.
ideation, turn into alcohol, and a slew of other things. So when you think that you dealing with it because you didn't put it so far back in your head, it's not dealt with. So whether you have a person to support you or not, you gotta find a way to get it off of you, because when you think that you're not thinking about it and you just store it, that box can always be unlocked.
If you, because I know she probably watching, right? Because Bebop and Rocksteady is and Master Splinter is always watching my shit.
He's talking about Shannon in the grandma.
As a victim of hers, and if you could speak to Shannon on behalf of Naziah, what would you say to her?
Cause let's tell the truth. I know you was scared. Whatever happened, it happened. Just tell the truth. I know you was scared to raise the kids on your own. I know you was once a victim, but at this point, tell the truth. Tell the truth. I hate it got to this point. I wish you would have got help. I wish you would have got help. They failed you. But at this point, help Naziah. If you had any love in your heart, help Naziah. You know what I'm telling. It's not a lie. I don't feel good saying this. I don't get nothing from this. Nothing. And you know how much I love y'all. But this shit right here, I was believing y'all for a minute. I really wanted to believe you. Oh, I don't know. But with that being said, just tell the truth. It's up, Shannon. We had personal talks as well, and I just wish a lot of things would have came to the light sooner. I wish that you wasn't, or things didn't happen to you the way it did. But at the end of the day, you you had multiple chances to protect someone that you love, and you failed. And for that, I can't forgive you because I love Tuna so much. And I stopped being around because of the things that happened to me. And if you can say what you want, you can feel how you feel. And I love y'all. Y'all know y'all did. Y'all know how much I love y'all. But at the end of the day, the things that happened to me stopped me from coming around. It stopped me from introducing my kids when I had them. Um, I lost my mother, and in the midst of all of that, I was going insane for real. So I know I was doing right by not bringing my kids into this, but I didn't know nothing about until it was brought to me, and my close family members was telling me that you was in relations with your child father who was a predator. At the end of the day, you knew what he was doing, and you allowed things to go on. And my baby, you know who she is, and I call her my yellow banana baby. You let her come forward and say that something happened to her. You turned right around and said she was doing that for attention. A very close one to me stopped talking to you because of it.
You told me that a family member that shall remain nameless, right? You came to them and told them about what was going on with you, and they held the same narrative that a lot of people are saying about Naziah, like, "Oh, you're fast," and blamed you for what it is,
Yep.
a family member that shall remain nameless.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's a whole nother story because at the end of the day, this is once again sibling. And I gotta live with that. But do I want to say your name? No. But you know, you had multiple times to help me. You badgered me and hurt people hurt people. I'm a big believer in that. You're right. But if you see something, say something. And for you to be someone that was a role model to me, someone that was close to me, someone that I trusted, someone that I could talk to, someone that I could tell my problems to, or just someone I could confide in, and you didn't do nothing about it. That shows your character as a person. And I could just understand why you would hate for the truth to come out. It's multiple times that I couldn't got caught doing something that was not appropriate, and I can't explain it, but I know that it was taught. So any sane people was around me, family, family occasions, and like events, holidays.
Okay, for the ones that's just coming in, TC, hey sis. I just want to do a small little brief on who she is to Naziah. She's the older cousin of Naziah, who was she stated in his interview that Shannon, one of the aunties, and another family member SA'd her from the ages of 6 years old to 12 years old. And she had came on this Detroit platform radio show and gave her and is giving her story.
Man, shit like this clearly it affects people long after they're going through it, right? We are sitting here with an adult woman who's still affected by the trauma of what she went through as a child, and in fact, she just expressed that her children, you know what I mean, are affected as well. So that's why it's important, man, that family members, you know, not sweep this shit under the rug. And she expressed that she loved these people, and this is the reason why it's so hard for her right now to even say the things that she's saying, because she doesn't want to hurt the people that hurt her in a way that she's still healing from. This is part of her healing process, her recovery. Still, after she's twice the age that she was then.
Well, I just wanted to say, as far as my sister, I know you listening and you chiming in. I love you, Kiki. Um, do I wish you would have did more? Yes.
And Kiki is Kawana.
Do I not understand where you come from? I do. Do I know your trauma? Yes, I do. Is it my story to tell? No, it's not. I don't care how long it's been. Tell your story. You warned me first.
So y'all just heard her. this has been going on for so many years with this family. It is ridiculous. It is sad. It is beyond sad. Like, man, it just like locked the whole immediate family up at this point, y'all. So Kiki her name is Kiwana, and that's her older sister. So like she said, her older sister warned her, but come out and tell her story as well. So I don't know, y'all, when it comes down to this trial, we might end up have this trial might take a very long time because if people are steady coming out, family members are coming out with these stories, and with their experiences with this particular family and with these same family members, who is pretty much could be, at fault for what happened to Nazaya. This trial can really is really going to be something else. It is really going to be something else for a lot of people.
And for that, I love you. But the things I endured within it, I am upset. I am mad. I am raging. Cause you know. But I love you. And what I want you to know is I'm in your corner yet still. Yet still we bicker. Yet still we beef. Reach out to Roxy. Stop it. Y'all stronger together than divided. I love you. You know I done went to war and hell. And, and I still bump heads with people. You my blood and I love you. You know I know what happened to you. You know I know your intentions is pure, but at times you can come off fucked up. Kiki. At the end of the day, um, I learned a long time ago. I used to say why me, but now I say why not me.
And I feel like that's a perfect segue into a lot of people having the issue with, the title that I named this episode, "The Niece That Survived." Right? A lot of people feel like that was insensitive to Nazaya, but it was not in any way, shape, or form meant to be insensitive to Nazaya, but more so empowering to a person and any other person that survived a situation like this and can tell a story about
Yes.
it.
And
Right. As we know that this whole situation, Nazaya is the catalyst of this situation, but dare I say it, the focus is not on her at this point, right? We still have other kids that are not only in that house, but are in other houses that suffering from the same situations, right?
yes. And with that being
So
said,
this is about the voice of a
mhm.
survivor.
And like I said, once again, it's not about me um at all. It's to bring awareness for the ones who felt like they had to go on and just keep it pushing, the ones who couldn't speak, the ones who still be around today, family members to this day, and you know who I'm talking about. My cousin, I love you so much because you, if it was not for you, I wouldn't have the strength I have now. I know that I have backbones that's gonna stand behind me. And for that, I'm forever grateful because if it wasn't for them, I would not be talking to y'all. I promise you. Forget the social media, forget the podcast, forget the this is my family we're talking about. And that's where a lot of people forget to remember this is my family. This is first blood. This is not second. This is not third. This is not fourth. This is my first kin. This is ones I grew up around. This is ones I raised up around. This is ones we went to fireworks with. This is the ones we had Halloween with. This is the ones I had birthdays with. This is the ones we had Christmases with. You get where I'm going? But this is the one I had Thanksgivings with. My mama passed away in 2017 and everything changed. If my mom was alive to this day, best believe Annette and her would be fighting. My mother was the baby girl. In her house, who had every, you know, it wasn't my mama's house, it was my in the house. Yes, I can give that. But at the end of the day, my mom bring that family together, and I hate to say it, but my mom is turning her grave to know what happened to her favorite niece. I know you don't about to say your favorites, but Kenyatta, Lady, May, that was my mama's favorite niece. And she didn't play about her. Y'all know it. So to be saying anything about Kenyatta anyways, the first person who failed her anyways was Annette. And that's my auntie. And I'm saying that.
Um, I don't even know if there's anything else that need to be said. I mean, if you want to say something to close it out, Rocks, if y'all want to got some final words, we can say y'all final thoughts about the situation before we get out of here.
I just want I am not probably very well liked by certain family members. Well, hell, everybody knows about it. Kibana and Janelle. Okay. I'm going to say something to y'all. I do not have an issue with either one of you. Okay. We both exchanged some words that with one another that neither one of us liked. Okay. I will take accountability for my part. The important part right now in this moment is getting justice for Naziah and finding her. Everybody doesn't have the same allotted amount of time. However, the tearing down of each other and barking back and forth at each other, it should be over and done with. Like, it should just be done. We don't have to be in each other's face. We don't got to call each other every day. We don't have to see each other every day. But at this point in time, while the family is separating, like a knives being thrown separately, we need to like sharpen just one knife. You know what I'm saying? And just cut through one thing at a time.
That's the fuck I'm talking about. It
So,
was a shame to me that
like
It's time to stop it.
that's where we need to be at. So social media, not social media, you're hearing it from me so that there is no confusion.
Mm-hmm.
When y'all ready to band together and come together as a unit, I'm ready.
You know where I'm at. There's
That's
no.
just where I'm at with it.
Yep.
Shannon.
Mm.
where's my drink?
I am going. I'm not going to be your enemy right now. I'm going to be your family right now. Okay? Let's keep it real. I don't want you to feel like what everyone is saying, like this is your fault. Okay. Did you know some things? Absolutely. Could you have prevented some things? Absolutely. Did you see the signs? Let's keep it real. Absolutely. That's already out. You have let a man, and those are nice words, using man, coming to your life like a Tasmanian devil and rip it completely apart. How is it ripped apart? You are being affected by this. Your children is being affected by this. Your sister is being affected by this. Your niece, all of your nieces is being affected by this. Your mother is being affected by this. The entire family, whether you on the Harris side or not, is being ripped apart by a man who didn't give a damn about you. Okay? I don't care how many times he told you he loved you. I don't care how many times he's telling you he love you and he by your side right now. I know what's going on. It's a lot of people that probably think that I don't. Okay? But I do know what's going on. I know everything that goes on with you without you even knowing. That is how much I know what's going on. Okay? I understand that you feel like this man is the father of your children. But no man deserves the title of a father with what he has done to his own children. That is not a father. It's not an uncle. You didn't have the right people in your life to tell you what was right and what was wrong. But I'm telling you, as your family, what's right and what's wrong. Do not continue to let this man manipulate you. What's done is done. What he did is what he did. What you did is what you did. The best thing that you can do for yourself right now is save yourself and tell the truth.
Okay.
We already know. Accept accountability. It is what it is. You're going to have to eat that. You're going to have to eat that. And it ain't nothing that you can do about it. But do not continuously let this man create turmoil even more in your life. Their dad is already gone. You, unfortunately, you're going to have to face your truth. Don't let it prolong you. You're stressed. You're losing weight. This is affecting your mental health. You can't sleep at night. You're crying. You're smoking excessively. Look at how he is affecting you. And he locked up. Look at how he's affecting you still. Look at how this is affecting your children. You got to put you and your kids first. Stop riding for him and ride for them kids.
And
tell the truth. That's it. Get it off of you. Get it off of you. Tell the truth.
I just wanted to say one thing for I don't even want to put no clout on her name, because at the end of the day, I'm not even gonna say your name because your name doesn't matter. But I'm gonna say this ex-child friend who wanna come forward and say all these things and say that I was lying and you knew me since 9 years old in the comments or whatever. You're the biggest fraud, because you're the biggest one to know that if you see something, say something. And you were around my household. So you lived and knew my trauma. And I ran to you as a friend. I didn't share it with you, but you've seen bits and pieces of my trauma. You know I ran away. Yes, you are right. I ran away to your house because my mom was intoxicated and my dad and mom was arguing. Yes, I did. I then, at that age, was probably 14. A lot of people think they know my story or think they know because of the things that I went through and because of certain bits and pieces you have seen. But at the end of the day, there is always two sides to a story. And Naziah is living proof. Living proof then. And I hate that it had to come to this to see that if you see something, say something. I don't care who you are, friend, family, cousin, sister, say something because you can make a big difference in a lot of situations that go on. And if I would have then been around the people that I trusted, far as this ex friend of mine's, who I somewhat confide in, because you didn't know my whole story. Yes, you didn't. But I confide in you, and you say I'm lying. You are just amongst the ones who go unnoticed. So I still pray for you and I wish you well. But with that being said, tell us the truth, Shannon. We know what we know now. And Jarvis, it's a wrap.
Shane, if you at home watching, I hope you crying your motherfucking eyes out. And I hope that you feel the same way that Jarvis feel tomorrow when they fry his ass. You better hope they don't come for you next.
Mm.
Like y'all, for real, he's literally he's what you call Jarvis. He is what you call a serial predator, serial child molester, serial. Now, mind you, Shannon had 5 kids by him. The auntie, one of the aunties, she has 5 kids by him, his baby mama. So it already had been alleged that supposedly he was messing with his own daughter. At some point. Of course, that was swept up under the rug. Another thing I found out is that it probably was maybe about a good 7 to 8 kids or 7 kids like that up in the net house, who was the grandmother who had guardianship over Naziah. It was about 7 to 8 kids up in there. So you talking about Shannon 5, Naziah, and probably 2 adopted kids that Annette had, that she had guardianship over. So we also came to find out that, of course, Annette, she was, anytime the CPS was called or whatever to go check out anything, they said CPS was called between 10 to 15 times, maybe even 16 times, and everything has just been ignored. Ignored. She had coerced the kids. They knew what to say. They knew how to react. They knew what not to say. Everything, even when it had to do with them going to church. She had this whole persona. The grandma had this whole persona of her just being this, religious person, church of, woman of God type of, you know, um, character about herself. Taking in children and stuff like that. Like, it's crazy. Like, you portray yourself to be this whole person. This whole person. Yes, TC stuff. Yes, 5 kids. And I see Miss Sexy had put up in there that they said that Jarvis did not show up to, the first court hearing. That came to be not true. I went on to Roxy, pretty much, the one we just got done looking at, onto her page, and she stated that he did show up for court, and there wasn't nothing wrong with him. I don't know where everybody got that from. I actually have saved a few videos from TikTok, what a lot of people were saying, that he had got beat up and stuff while he was locked up, and that he didn't. He was so beat up that he didn't show up for court. But no, he was in court. And and if y'all want to see that, I can show y'all that as well, because I did take a screenshot of that particular post. So we getting ready to go into Marvin Jenkins. That is Naziah's father, his interview. We're going to go into his interview next, y'all. This is like, man, it's so much stuff to cover. Like, I got so tired. I got like a front and back full of notes, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, I still have to go through, hours and hours and hours of videos to be able to, really try to get the facts from a lot that has been going on, especially when it comes down to the family. So, it's like the extended family, and even Roxy's mother, she comes forward, and she also stated that when she found out what actually was going on within the immediate family, but see that the extended family literally is extended. They are nowhere in Detroit. They always felt that, the extended family, I mean, the immediate family, they was just kind of weird, did their own thing, and they stayed away from the rest of the family. So they did not know a lot of stuff that was going on within that particular household of the Harrises. So once they found out, they started to come forward. And actually, it's so crazy is that when Roxy's mother found out, it was before, it was like, I think it was probably about a few months before she actually went missing back in January. It was a few months before then that she actually had started putting things on Facebook about the immediate family protecting the child predator. Everything was ignored, so it's insane, y'all. But I'm about to get ready and pull up this interview of the father, before he was deceased. So hold on, give me a sec. Let me get to my screen and I can go ahead and share it with y'all. So imagine y'all that this particular video, I mean, this interview was conducted 10 months ago, because y'all know that her father is deceased now. So this was a 10-month-old video that was done. See, I wasn't aware of all of this either. That's why I'm like, I can't even really do too much talking about it until I find out what has been really going on. So here we go, y'all.
The conditions of the family that she was living in, and all of that. So I mean, what beyond what I just asked you would you like people to know about the situation, whether it be like I said about the family or you or what do you want the people to know?
Uh, I mean, I would take any questions if somebody want to ask. But as far as if we are moving forward to the grandmother of Naziah, uh, I'm gonna move right forward.
Okay, now
So
before we do that though, I do see one question that I want to address. Now somebody asked, so did you cheat on your wife? Okay, and conceive
yeah,
Nevaeh?
obviously, yep, yeah, yeah, yeah. that is what it would be.
Give me 1 second. 1 second. One.
Missing. You know, and that's when the police came down.
Okay.
So that's briefly.
Okay. Now,
That's crazy.
Okay, so that's her father.
So look, man, I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have him call in, y'all. Let me just end this and text him and have him call in right quick. Let me disconnect this. Give me 1 second, y'all. And I'm just gonna have him call in the phone line because we'll be all here. Y'all, I'm doing all of this technical shit. Hold on. Just call in 313-723-0481. What's up, bro? I just disconnected it. Just call in the phone line. We ain't gonna do the video chat because you're having too much technical difficulties with that. You heard me? All right. So we're gonna have the father call in, man. We were trying to get him video chatted in, but we having some technical issues. His phone was not audio was not capable to connect to the chat, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and let me give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second, bro. 1 second. All right, can you hear me? Okay, something is bro.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So we couldn't get you on the video chat, man. I really wanted to kind of talk face to face with you digitally, man, and had this conversation with you. But just first off, man, how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm just, I'm frustrated hurt, confused, just everything, and just trying to stay alive. That's about it. Trying to stay alive.
Dig it. Now, when you spoke to me last night, you said that you had like no idea about what was going on in regards to the situation. So, what did you know, or what didn't you know, as far as what's going on?
So, I got a really, really bad heart. Operates at 5%. So I was in a hospital when the police contacted me. And so it took me by surprise. So they asked if they could give the grandmother the number. I'm like, yeah, because, we had lost contact. So they gave her the number. So I continued talking to the police. Everything, like she said, everything that this woman has said, it's been like in a common way. Like, she's a straight A student. She sent me pictures of, like young pictures, like to where in my mind, I'm like, okay, my baby's still okay, So with Naziah and Naziah mom, just briefly, okay, we had made an agreement when she was born that the grandmother would take care of her. Now, the grandmother needed full rights to be able to provide full care, So we both signed over our rights to the grandmother. I put my cell phone child support. Now, once you did that, I put my cell phone child support. I was still going over their birthdays, taking clothes, everything. When I had this procedure done to my heart, I didn't have a phone for a while because I was in the hospital. They put a defibrillator pacemaker in. I had to go to rehab to work, so I lost contact. When I got out of there, they had moved, so I couldn't get in contact with them. Now, forward 3 or 4, maybe 5 years later to now, however much time that was, now my daughter's missing. And that's when the police came down.
Okay.
So that's briefly.
Okay. Now, I want to say, without, not, I don't mean no disrespect by it, but like, I mean, without getting into too much your business, your personal business, I guess as deep as you want to go. Why
Mhm.
was it that you felt like you needed to give your rights up to her as opposed to raising her yourself? If you knew um, that the mother was in whatever condition that she was in, where she couldn't take care of her, why didn't you take her?
All right. So, I made a decision, uh, for one, without my wife knowing. See, I'm married, so I made a decision without my wife knowing, and and she, her name is Chantel. Tail knew my position where I was in because we had worked together, and we had told the grandmother, the situation. So, and I know people are gonna go ham or whatever, but I tried to be as responsible as my mind at that time could take. And I didn't run. I ain't, everybody want to say something. Go get them other guys that ain't taking care of this and ain't taking care of that. I took care of it. So, it was only because at that time, in my mind, I was trying to protect my my wife's feelings without her even knowing. Without her even knowing.
So when you say
And
you made a
so,
decision without your wife knowing, the decision was to give up custody of your daughter, or was it what was the decision?
to sign the rights over so the grandmother can do full, so she'll be able to provide anything that she needed as far as funding, stake, whatever she might need,
So you made that decision
and
without your wife.
Chantel
So do you feel like had you told your
without
wife
my
the
wife.
situation, she would have what, maybe convinced you to take her, or convinced you to do what
You
you
know
did?
what? Now, when all this happened just now, I even apologized to my wife because I took away my wife's ability to, have her own feelings for the situation, and I knew that, and I had to have that conversation again with my wife. Now, had I not uh, done what I done, I know for sure this situation wouldn't have happened, and, and it's tearing me apart because she would have had the two homes to go to and come to, and a lot of stuff. But my background growing up, it wasn't. I mean, I think it's still, you got to understand, people, everybody don't make right decisions. Everybody just hear the story. Oh, he should have done this. He should. I'm pretty sure you should have done some things too. Now, I'm just being upfront and truthful
Right,
about what happened at that time. That's all I'm doing.
right, right.
And I want to, if somebody want to ask, fine, but I still don't want to get, I don't want to get away from me uh, putting the information out here that I do know,
Okay, right.
for the main reason we're here.
Yeah, most
But
definitely. I mean,
they
that was.
do. I do think people deserve a background. Like, where's this guy been? Or what's
Yeah, and that's what I
so
was,
to the mature.
that's what I wanted to ask you. Like, who are you? You know what I mean? Because a lot of people is seem to be forming an opinion, not knowing whatever the situation may be. So I was just trying to give you a platform to speak your piece and say what you had to say as far as how you felt about the situation, and as well as about what you know, as far as going on, as far as I guess I guess the conditions of the family that she was living in, and all of that. So I mean, what beyond what I just asked you would you like people to know about the situation, whether it be like I said about the family or you or what? What do you want?
I really, me personally, because it's another part of, but I'm not gonna play that particular video. I'm gonna try to go back to it and screen record that particular part. But the father came back on the show at some point, not this particular show, but on another show with this same content creator. And he was in real defense mode. Like it was all about him. I did this, I did this, I did this. It was just all about him. But to me, it just like, okay, you still made a selfish decision to number one, you cheat on your wife. Number two, you'd even let your wife know, about you cheating on her and you having a baby. It was 9 months from the time that that girl got pregnant. You know what I mean? So I mean, you kept that from her the entire time for a long, long time. You kept that from your wife. So then had you would not it could have been something totally different had he would have just told his wife, what happened and owned up to his responsibilities, for his actions and all of that. And who's to say that Naziah could have had a whole total different life? You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. I mean, whether he would have had to take a loss or would have had to get a divorce, at the end of the day, you still a grown man. You should have took responsibility and and owned up to whatever it was that you did, no matter what. I mean, so what, you pay child support, you supposed to, once that baby is here, once you did what you did, you supposed to do all whatever it is that you need to do. But you still just handed that baby off to the grandma. If the mother wasn't capable, then first of all, you should have. He claimed up in this interview that he was like a wild child. He was doing homos, didn't have his stuff together. He was working, all kind of hours and everything else. Like, that's what he claimed, that he was out there up in the wild streets. He was overly drinking, and he said that he would smoke weed at times or whatever, but he never did nothing heavier than weed. But he knew that Naziah mom, that she actually at some point would do heavy drugs or whatever, and she was pretty much just like a party woman. So it's crazy that you out here, doing the whole doggone most, but at the same time, like, that's just weird to me that you want to sit up here and give your rights up. It's like you just toss the baby over to the grandma. He say that he kind of like, I'm gonna let him say it, y'all, but it's just this interview kind of like he did the most to me. At first, when I very first heard it, he sounded pretty genuine. You know what I mean? I mean, you really don't know, but as a parent, you should have that type of discernment when it has to do with your child. But at some point, he really didn't care. I don't think that he just wanted the responsibility at that moment, at all. Period.
You want the people to know.
Uh, I mean, I would take any questions if somebody want to ask. But as far as if we are moving forward to the grandmother of Naziah, uh, I'm gonna move right forward.
Okay, now
So
before we do that though, I do see one question I want to address. Now, somebody asked, so did you cheat on your wife? Okay, and conceive
yeah,
Nevaeh?
obviously, yep, yeah, yeah, yeah. That is what it would be. Yeah, that is what it would be.
So you
That
did
was
that to basically
what
protect
had
her
happened.
from knowing about her and gave her up to the grandmother. So at what point did she find out about your daughter?
So, for one, when you put yourself on child support, they come out. I didn't know that. So they came out, and I came home from work one day, and I had to have a total conversation with my wife. And what had done happened had been done already, and and that's how my wife found out, and I had to deal with it, and I had to deal with it.
So now, one thing that was in the back of my mind, as I
And another thing that's annoying to me, it's like, okay, the father already knew that, pretty much baby girl mother, if they was hanging out, kicking it, doing whatever it is, they worked together, but you knew that she was pretty much like a little high head. She liked to go party and hang out, that she wasn't given like mother, you know what I mean? She liked to live that type of life. So you knew that before you even impregnated her. And my thing is, why do folks keep bringing kids into this world just for you to turn around and pass them on to somebody else to take care of them? And then now you want to feel bad because something didn't happen to her. I just don't get it. If that was the case, you still got options. First of all, you should have protected yourself. You should have used protection or whatever. And if y'all, neither one of the parents was willing to sit up here and take care of the baby, why did y'all bring the baby in the world anyway? That is just insane to me.
I was learning the history from some of the family of Lady. I guess that's her name. That's what y'all call her or whatnot. And her
I
history.
call it Chantel.
Okay,
I
Chantel,
call it Taylor Chantel. Yeah.
Chantel. Like I didn't know. I couldn't remember
Mhm.
her first name. Um, like what was she like when you were with her? If you could give us a window
So
into that.
we work. Yep, we work together. We redid homes, and she was really good at painting, drywall, and things like that. So I don't know if I was arguing at home or and I used to drink heavily, smoke weed and drink all day back then, and
Okay.
was probably led to some of my conditions. So intoxicated, she was like a real cool person, like to work with, you know. And I guess, under influence, one thing led to another, and the situation had happened. But Chantel was dibbling, dabbling with drugs back then. I believe it was like coke. I think it was cocaine. She didn't do no pipes. I think it was just cocaine. But
Did you ever use it with her?
moving back.
You ever used it with her?
Oh no, I don't. No,
Okay.
no, I don't.
Okay.
No, no, I ain't that, even that type of cat. So, and Chantel was, bisexual. So, it was kind of like almost like a party lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what it was. Now, as far as when I talk to the grandmother, this situation has gotten a lot worse. Now, Chantel, Chantel had a son before Naziah. You see
Right.
what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, uh, I think, and you know what? From the podcast, I don't know if I heard right, but Chantel might even be adopted to her mother. I don't even know. Now these are things that I did not know. I just did not know.
Hmm.
So and then the other two kids, they like, cause they said they all ran away when they were younger. So this is what I'm saying. All this stuff I didn't even know. It was no communication or relationship like that. You know, People make mistakes. People do things and they make mistakes, and you go on with your life. And at that time, you do damage, and you have to learn and you grow, and you just have to keep going through life. And
And that's another thing, y'all. It's like, how long it's been since he been knowing all of this stuff, as far as, you know, how the mom, she doing drugs and how she could be adopted and everything. Like, he finding this stuff out, but not at one point did he, attempt to even try to go, get custody back from the grandmother or whatever, or try to do some type of investigate. He just let it go. So I mean, like, it was awful. He wasn't, to me, it felt like he was doing what was best for him. You know what I mean? Instead of what was best for Naziah.
and that's basically, and that's what it was. That's what it is.
Okay. One more thing that was on my mind to ask you before you get into your comments about the grandmother or whatnot. Like, so since you cheated on your wife and had Nevaeh, um, and you
Hmm.
kept that secret from her to protect her, once you
Hmm.
find out, she didn't say bring the baby home. Like, what was that? That was never a conversation as far as
It
after she
was,
found out.
yep. It was always a conversation. It was always a conversation. That was one of the main reasons I was taking uh, bikes, clothes, whatever that baby wanted over there. And that's,
That's the reason why you was taking things over there because y'all was having conversations about bringing her Okay.
We were trying so to get, to still be in the baby's life.
Okay.
You
Still
know,
be involved. So
when
you
you
see.
make a decision, you just can't just automatically change it. Like, no,
Right.
grandma,
Right. Right. Right.
whatever.
Right.
Yeah, you just don't do that. So you show you could be there, and you show you could be responsible. And that's what I was doing. I was showing I could be responsible. I kept up my child support payments. To this day, they're still going. And and so and that's what it is. My wife is a very supportive person, you know, and it's nothing that she it was nothing on her. And none of this is on my wife at all. She's a beautiful, supporting person, and and that's what it is about her, you know.
Dig it. Dig it. Dig it. Okay, so I guess with that being said, you can go forward with whatever the details is that you
So
want to share about the family or the grandmother, the situation, or your whole view of this situation right now.
okay, so it's like when I was in the hospital and she was queuing me in on everything, she was telling me like the baby never ran away. This has never happened before, and she was seen running with some kids. So, we're gonna find her and we're gonna bring her home. And, you know, now my family's asking like, well, are they gonna do a police conference? And I'm like, well, Mama said they were gonna do a police conference. They're trying to schedule. It's gonna be on this day. Now, mind you, this is like around the ninth or whatever. I believe it was the ninth. But we was having these conversations, and I'm like, okay, so it was just kept on like we were gonna do this, we're gonna do this. She even said Chantel came down from Ohio to help pass out flyers. And when had gotten there, I said, we was talking. I said, well, how's Tail doing? She said she's not doing too good about it. And I said, oh, okay. And I left it at that, because, I know what type of state Telly be in. So I left it at that. But she was helping look for, as far as I know, they was passing out flyers, looking. So as time going, it's just a whole bunch of, like, I would call her, call Mama, and I didn't want to bother her, but she was always be like, I'm tired, and yeah, baby, and she's always like she seemed like the perfect grandmother. Well, now I used to go over there. Everything the house was immaculate. She was always working, trying to do something. The baby was happy, cooking, things like that. It was never and she's a God-fearing woman. So, it was always like a good vibe. So I respected her with a good vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if she told me something, I really believed it. I would have never thought it would be so much shady stuff coming from her direction, you know. And then it's they got twins. She has twins, you know. Uh, they used to live with her, you know. And so now, I guess one of them don't, one of them do. I don't know. I just know that's the part of the family that I know.
So basically, you're saying all
So
of that to say that the picture was painted perfectly in your eyes, and it looked like nothing was going wrong, or nothing was ever wrong in the
ever
situation.
wrong,
And when
right?
uh, this particular situation came about, they're telling you that this is something that never happened, and they weren't worried about it as if they was expecting her to come back home anytime soon.
Right. No, correct. Now I want to say this. Now at this time they were dealing with DPS, that's the Detroit school system police, right? So she had even explained that to me. So so eventually when I got out, I didn't want to keep talking to her, but I wanted more information. So I got out of the hospital. I wasn't even supposed to be walking. I'm on a medicine that keeps my heart pumping. I wasn't even supposed to be walking. I got nurses calling me because they was concerned because of police. And I'm out there, me and my wife passing out flyers, my sister. my son, my nephew, we out here passing out flyers. And I would stop over at mom's house and try to get, direction of where I should go, what's going on. And she would just come out. She said, oh, yeah, we out passing them out earlier. And this and that. I'm like, okay, well, we're going to do this. We out there day and night. But every time we went, they were in the house. And then the twins, like, I know them. They never came out the house. So I'm thinking, what's going on over here? So one day I went over there, or I was having a conversation with the grandmother. She said, I don't know why everybody want to ask where, like Chantel got an older son. I think he's around 70, 18 now. They want to talk to him. I don't know why the police want to talk to him. He ain't got nothing to do nothing with it. You see what I'm saying? It's just her attitudes started changing.
Okay, so now you're saying that, right? Basically, you're saying all of that to say that, you notice red flags about certain situations, and you probe them and ask them about it, and they act suspiciously, I guess, to say, for lack of a better way to
Correct.
explain it.
Right. Now, when we were trying, I said, Mama, and after a while, I'm like, Mama, we done put these flyers up. All the kids that we talking to, they're saying they know her, but they ain't seen her in 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm like, well, that's about when the thing happened. It ain't nobody seeing her, but Mama telling me they seeing her running up and down the street.
Okay, so I do want to address this part. So mind y'all, it's been said that this had been going on with Naziah and Jarvis for 2 years. So this baby is 11 years old when this stuff supposedly has started. We not too sure as far as the timeline, but that's just what we have to work with. So if this been going on for 2 years, you had the surgery or whatever, and you supposedly have been paying child support ever since Naziah was born. Ever since you gave up your guardianship, to the grandmother, you supposed to have been paying child support. This is when your wife found out everything. So from that point, from all the time that she was a baby, toddler, everything else, not one time have he said that he took that baby over to his house. You know what I mean? Like at all. He would say that he keeps saying he would go over to the grandmother house to drop stuff off and all this and that, and pretty much he was just come and go, come and go, come and go. He never speak on him actually spending time with Naziah at all. So that was really disturbing to me too. That was a red flag to me too. You think just because you throwing money here and there, you didn't gave up your rights. You decide to, okay, on birthdays or special holidays or occasions, you come over, you come drop a bike off at some clothes or whatever. You probably speak to it, and then you going on about your regular life. Now, one time, do he mention that he had any type of quality time with his child? Now, one time, have he mentioned anything about bringing his child over to his house? No matter if him and his wife was going through whatever that they was going through, at the end of the day, this still your seed.
I'm trying to keep calm. Now, after we go through, and I'm going to jump right back, DPS and the Detroit Police Department, they do have a certain procedure and protocol on how they do things. If it's a runaway, I think they treat the situation different than a missing person. I don't know. Now that all this came out, I think she was reported as a runaway. And I think that was set up like that. I really do. I really do think it was set up like a runaway for time purposes. And I'm simply saying that because I asked Grandma, I said, now look, Ma, I just want to ask a few more questions. Let me tell you this. Now, we was talking, and she had told me the summertime, oh yeah, she's a straight A student. She even went to the summer school classes and everything. So they had said that I pulled up, well, a guy was at the school in a pickup truck, and Naziah had went out there to the pickup truck. And the principal had supposedly went out there and said, who are you talking to who was that? Naziah turned around and said, this is my dad. So the lady was like, yo, dad. So when she started walking towards her, They said the guy pulled off. So the Zion came back in. So I said, well, Ma, I didn't know where y'all lived at. She was like, yeah, because we moved. I said, well, ain't nobody called me. She was like, well, we tried to call, the number didn't go through. I said, Mama, I was in the hospital so long, I don't even know where that phone was. I said, so, and if anything, what happened, I will call you. She was like, I know, you're very respectful. So I'm not thinking of the conversation. So we still talking. I said, well, what did she say?
Another
She
red
said she
flag.
asked her who was that. She said she looked at her and said, that's my daddy, Anna. And she was like, that is not your dad. And this, that. So I think she said she started crying or whatever. And she said, we'll deal with this later. So I'm like, okay. So now going back real quick. Now, mind, I told you when we got out, we was passing out flyers. I would go over there and ask her what area should I go in. She was like, well, go down there to Chadsworth, on Chadsworth. So I guess the back of the school sits on Chadsworth. I said, well, Ma, why would I go down there on Chadsworth? She was like, because that's when Zion walked through the field and met with that guy at the truck. I said, so she walked through the back of the school, Ma, and walked through the field? I'm trying to figure out. She was like,
you say all of that to say that
the
they knew
story's
that
changed.
she was possibly dealing with somebody out of her age range and was not doing nothing about it.
No.
But that's the thing. Had you would have been completely active of in your daughter's life, then you would know a lot of things. You wouldn't have to be, solely depending on the grandmother to do whatever, no matter if you gave your guardianship up or not. You still would know you should have been there, father, dad. I really believe you should have been there. At times, pick her up from school, go check on her, go see, take her to school sometime. Even if you was going through what you was going through, have somebody bring her to the hospital. You was going through some type of major surgery with your heart and everything. Like, the only time, I mean, you just excluded her from your life, and it's what, anytime he had a little time on his hands, that's when he went to go see her. I just feel like if he would have did better as a father, whether you gave up your rights or not, if he would have did better as a father and have been more, steady, spending time with his daughter, a lot of things could have been avoided, and he probably would have noticed more things than instead of just going by what somebody is telling him. Like, this is crazy that he wanna, baby. Oh, okay.
Now I'm about to tell you some more stuff. I just wanted to give you that scenario. Now Naziah is smart, okay? If that was the case, I believe she was covering up for somebody. He didn't want them to get exposed. Now, as I listen to your
Somebody
podcast,
that's over age,
that
right?
she knows, yep, that she knows, and they not her age. Now that I listen to your story, and it's like this guy who's one of the twins' boyfriends. You see what I'm saying? And this guy's supposed to have all this sexual misconduct junk and all this nasty stuff. Okay,
You talking about
red
the
flag.
Jarvis dude?
Yeah, I believe that's him. I believe it's him. Because I don't know none of this. I don't, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to say it's this guy, but I believe it's him. I just heard about this yesterday. So now before all this, me and mom was having a conversation. I said, well, Mom, well, how did how did you manage? You know, she said, well, I think Shan, one of the twins, her man would pick up the kids from school sometimes, take them up to his shop, and they would clean up and work up there, and she would go pick them up. So I'm thinking, like, well, maybe this is the guy she was protecting. This before I even know this guy was a pedophile. So, I'm like, okay, Ma, we need to look into that. She was like, no, because he ain't with her no more, or whatever that she might have said.
There's a lot of
So I'm like,
inconsistencies, TC, for
I'm thinking
real.
about it like, okay. But now I listen to your podcast and I'm putting two to two together. So your podcast, I listened to that last night, right?
Right.
That night, I texted the grandmother. I said, oh my God, I can't believe you. I said, twin, like this shit really hurt. I said, y'all sick over there. I said, 7 kids, like five with this guy, seven. You know what I'm saying? But
But that just goes to show, and that just proves the whole point that, sir, you was not going over there like that. Because how would you, if you were, you would have been aware of what the household, how many kids was up in there, what was going on. If you was picking your daughter up from school, you would have seen what she was doing, spending time with her. You would have seen a difference in your daughter when it first started, when she was getting SA from the beginning, and you would have known the difference from your daughter's behavior if you really was that active up in her life, and you was not. You failed her as well. No.
I asked Mama before I sent them text, who is Jarvis? This woman sat up there and act like she ain't know who he was, and then was like, oh, that's Tim's boyfriend. I said, well, is that the one they got in custody? She was like, look, her voice got real uppity then. She was like, look, I'm not saying nothing. The police say people gonna say things when you get out here. They're gonna, and don't believe them until they come back and tell you what's what. But I've been asking you the truth about these situations, and you haven't been truthful not once. You know what I'm saying? Now she go back and tell the police, my daughter has been running away. But you tell me she has never done it before. I mean, it's so many things
Yeah,
that's not added up.
it's. I mean, and that's the thing that I'm hearing from a lot of people as
He
far as
blame
what I'm saying. And
everybody
I'm
but
not here to throw
himself.
nobody under the bus. I'm just discussing the things that I've heard, the things that I see. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are
Right.
saying that the story from the story from the person that it's coming from is switching up, like, you know, left and right, up and down. You know what I mean? So I don't know. And then so when I'm given the information that I'm heard, it may, I mean, that I'm being told, it may sound like my shit is up, down, left, and right. You know what I mean? But
Right. But I mean, coming from the grandmother, man, this should be on point. Period.
and
A grandmother.
I'm gonna say this. You know, I actually obtained a contact number for the grandmother, and I called her not long ago, less than 2 hours ago, and I reached out to her, respectfully, and said, I'm Mark D from Selmar Radio. I'm a citizen journalist. I have a independent media outlet, and I've been kind of covering the story over the last couple of days, and I wanted to reach out to you to see if you wanted to have a conversation and share your piece on what's going on. You know what I mean? I'm unbiased. I'm not the police. I'm not, I'm a citizen journalist. I'm not even the mainstream terrestrial news corporate outlet. You know what I mean? So I was just giving her a platform to, to speak. And to me personally, she sounded a little. I don't know if it was worried, disgruntled, or whatnot, but she declined my offer to speak and got off the phone real quick. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I
man.
just
She ain't trying to deal with none of this, man. I'm telling you. That's why I didn't even want to ask her questions because her demeanor was off. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to respect her. She has always been, when you say grandmother, I'm talking like a respectable person. I don't even know what all this stuff, all the adoptions and all this stuff. I It didn't even seem like that was in that category. It's like she
well
been adopted.
from what I hear, the grandmother, and I don't know how true it is, right? But everybody, two other people was telling me they don't know how she ended up with not only your kids but the other seven kids that's under the age of 10 that's in the house right now because she in fact lost her kids to CPS when they were younger. Her five kids that they all ran away or something like that. But that's just a story that I'm told. So,
Right, right, right.
but
Oh my God.
But yeah, man, like I said, man, I really just wanted to, like I said, hear, how you
Right.
felt, you know what I'm saying, see, how you was doing and give you a platform to speak and ask you a couple of questions because the main concern, from even me, what I mean, was like, where's her dad at? Like, where's he at all of this time? Just wanted to, give you an opportunity to speak and tell everybody what it is that you was going through in regards to all of this.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it, man, because when I speak to, when I do talk to police, you only get to, you listen, and you got to let them do their job. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the Detroit Police Department. I do appreciate DPS because when Detroit stepped in, bro, all this stuff started moving like clockwork,
You
bro.
know what should have happened? You should have
You know
stepped
what I'm
in a
saying?
long time ago.
When Detroit Police got the case,
Oh, oh,
everything started moving like clockwork. I want to get like
You should have stepped in
Tamara,
a long
that
time ago.
police commissioner. She has been overly outstanding. Eric from the 300, my sister Kelly has been Kelly Stein. She has been networking, doing things, and I appreciate it. I mean, I'm talking about Eric called me at for the 300, called me at night. We got to talking. He said, "Hold on, we talking to the deputy chief trying to get answers through." I didn't even know they worked that night like that, So, and I really do appreciate it, and I really do think if it wasn't misled, I think a lot of stuff could have been done a lot faster. I really do think the whole situation was misled, like she was a runaway, and to cover up some real sick stuff that was already going on over in the house.
yeah, that's kind of up the lane that somebody else said. You know what I mean? As far as same thing that they said, man. So, but yeah, man, I'm gonna give you a break, sir. I'm not gonna keep you all night, man, and I'm gonna you know let the call in line breathe a little bit. Everybody is discussing the comments, the conversation we just had, so you can go check that out while I prepare to open up the phone lines for the grandmother's cousin, who is very
Okay.
adamant about speaking about this situation. So, like I said,
Right,
man, I
right.
appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing your thoughts, man, and
So y'all, this is the cut. Let me go to y'all comments really quick. TC say, but why this ninja trying to sound like Jay Z? Lord, girl, he just, girl, he just wanted an interview. I don't know, TC, because I mean, it's just too many open gaps. And it's like, it's just excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. And it's like, at some point, this baby currently would have been or is 13 years old. You know what I mean? So you had years, you had over a decade of being around this child. And, for you not to know what's going on in the household at all, it's almost like, have you ever even been inside of the house, sir? Ever? How you just finding out how many kids was in the house? All this. Okay, I get it. You right about that, Miss Sexy. They kept moving, they kept moving. But if he was saying that he's consistent and he was always coming around doing this and buying her that, you know what I mean? Then why you was not familiar that they was moving? You know what I mean? If they can be able to contact you or get in contact with you for paying money, you should be able to know where your child at all, in any way possible. Like, I'm confused off a lot of stuff. Anyway, rest in heaven, sir. Rest in peace, sir. Miss Lynn say, Miss Sexy say, Miss Lynn, wow, but her daddy didn't know. And when he got the address, they moved again. And that's what I'm saying. And at some point, it's like what was really going on with him? And what was going see, it's too many openings, it's too many gaps. You know what I mean? It's really just too many gaps for me. Miss Lynn say, Miss Essie, I think he just making excuses. At this point, that's what it sounds like to me. So we're gonna hear a little bit of the auntie that came that I believe she's Foxy's mother. She's the older cousin as well. This is the grandmother cousin. So yeah, she came on here and she was pretty much pissed. And then I'm gonna go through the text messages, not text messages, but the Facebook posts that she actually was posting before Naziah went missing. Let me go ahead and get this part together.
And I don't appreciate you sharing your experiences because I don't appreciate you going through this, brother. But I'm glad that you have
Oh yeah.
sound mind enough to and hard enough to speak with us about all of this right now.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've done a lot of growing. I mean, a lot. I'm talking about some of the biggest mistakes in my life, man. And I got a wonderful wife who stuck with me. And and I'm hurt. I killed myself on this one. Sometimes you can really hurt yourself, and you. I don't want to say even grow and move on. You got to stay there for a minute. I have to stay here for a minute, and deal with this situation. This ain't no get your parents' car and have an accident. This is my baby's life. And I shouldn't. I really do feel like I left her high and dry on this one. It don't matter if I lost contact or what. It should have been. I should have been. I was a man. I
You
should
feel
have
like you feel like you
continued.
failed her. You feel like you failed.
I feel like I felt I should have continued being a man and had the conversations I needed to have. Because it was men out here doing that. They were having conversations, having that life, having that. Even the ones that didn't have jobs, some of them they had multiple relationships. They had relations with different women and babies, and they did what they could. You know,
So are you
and
still
I
with?
should.
Are you still with? Yo, is it your wife currently that you with now? That you still with from back then?
Oh yes, yes sir,
Okay,
yes
so
sir.
as beautiful and as wonderful as a woman as you describe her to be, um, you don't think she would allowed you to take your daughter in?
Oh, now you know what I do, but it's not like that when you out living a certain type of life, man. It's just not like that. It ain't like I'm out here and I'm doing all these man. The house working on house games is treacherous. It's just treacherous. You begin to the nightlife catch you. You drinking. You trying to you're making money. You're paying bills. Everything moving fast, and it's just like almost like you might as well say the dope game, man. And you're moving fast, and you're not recognizing. You're not recognizing a lot, man. You're just not. And you have to be a sound mind. But you know what? Just like now today, you have to tie yourself to somebody and to something, and that's what I've done. I've been to a lot of ministries. I've been to Perfecting, Pastor Wine, as he has been a blessing over there. I learned a lot from the ministers over there that sharpened my game. And I just kept moving around to where, I always, now I'm tying myself to over here with Great Faith Ministries, and they have been there for me, and they've been a good anchor. I talk to the pastors over there all day, and I'm able to go to them with the problems and straighten things out, and as best as you can. You have to continue to live your life. You know, and,
Yeah, you got to continue to live your life, but at the same time, bro, like your life, just like when you get into a relationship, right? You're not the same person that you were before the relationship. Once you get into the relationship, right, you got to make changes. You got to make sacrifices.
you have to make changes and
And
sacrifices.
those same that same not those same, but the same thing has to happen. You know what I mean? On a whole another level when you have kids. You know what I'm saying? You got to make changes and sacrifices on a different level. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But what I'm saying is that people are always running a mouth. If you, oh, I see, I'm out here in the open. Everybody that's saying stuff, and you put them out here in the open, there you will get bombarded too. Nobody's perfect.
right.
You have to stay, just like the grandmother. She was a beautiful person. She has to stay under the word of God. Just like me, I need to stay under the word of God. When you make that lifestyle change, it's a lifestyle change.
Oh my
It ain't
God,
just no
no,
just for that moment. And then when you begin to walk and do those things, it's a lot of
I'm not.
Cups.
I'm not doing it.
Y'all better go pour y'all cups for this one. We're gonna
Not
pour.
doing that.
So I'm just waiting on Kid. I'm about to call her.
I'm sorry, y'all. I just got annoyed real quick. Seriously, because he said he's making it about him, him,
What's happening,
him, him,
Kenya?
him.
Kenya.
Yes.
What's going on, sister?
Um, you know, first and most, I want to say I don't mean no disrespect to my family, and let alone the person that's in custody family, because he has more. He's got what 20 children out there, so I don't mean no disrespect to them because I know they're listening as well, right? What I will agree with Isaiah's father is that I would have never expected in a million years that my cousin would be involved in a situation like this because she covered very well. And when I tell you I would sit over there, kick it with her, never suspected anything. I mean, I done been rubbed the wrong way by some people that she done had over there, and I asked her about it. But I would have never, ever, ever, ever in a million years would have thought that cousin was involved in this kind of a situation here, to where she didn't protect children.
So that's
What
that's.
I will,
Go ahead.
huh?
No, go ahead.
What I will say is that a cousin came to me and told me some things. I got some things verified by another child that I spoke to. So she verified the story. So once she verified this information, I then went on Facebook in September
Mm-hmm.
and posted about things that was going on over there at my cousin's house with the twins children's father. I posted his picture, and my family is so blindsided that they didn't even see the big picture that I was posting. They was just upset that I was posting it.
So the post is the post that you're talking about the one where, um, that I added to the screen yesterday where it says can't sue
Oh
the
no,
pedophile.
sir. No, sir. That was in January. I started posting about this molestation stuff in September
Mm.
that was going on over there. And I was going back and forth with the twins about it. Like, y'all got a whole child molester over there. What's going on? So this is a shock to just know that she knew about it. They all knew about it. Cover.
So this cousin, the grandma cousin, is saying what she just said back in September of 2023, baby, because Naziah went missing January 9th of 2024. So she already had contacted the family and had brought this to their attention. Everything. She had started making Facebook posts, all kind of stuff, and it got ignored. It literally got ignored. CPS was called, and they got ignored.
covering up. They even had the children lie to the police about a situation and change their story so the children's mother wouldn't have to raise the kids on their own, and she was more worried about not having help with the kids and him going to jail. And just recently, from what I understand, she going back and forth with another female about him on Facebook, about who man he belonged to. Who's the main chick for him?
Now the crazy thing about that specific situation that you're talking about that involved the kids, and I don't know if you care or if we even really need to get into the details of it, but that same exact situation was laid out to me by someone else, whom is on what I want to say the other side of the wheel. Yeah, who's I'm confused. I want to say the other side of the family, but maybe not. But from somebody who we weren't in the same room with. Me and you and this person wasn't in the same room. So I'm hearing that same story from somebody else. And when you told it to me yesterday, right? When you were telling me the story, I kind of finished the story for you and I asked you, so how do I know this, right? Remember that part?
Right.
So it has to be some type of
So
a truth to it, is what I'm saying.
right. There's a whole lot of truth to it. It's just sad to me that people will get more upset about exposing pedophiles than being upset about the children that are being damaged. and their careers and their life is being changed forever because grown adults are more protective of adults that are hurting children. And in my mind, when you do that, when you know this is going on, you need to go to prison just like that pedophile need to go to prison. They need to throw her under the jail and the two other ones under jail. All of them need to go.
I see a question in the comments that asks, why didn't you call the police in September?
Why didn't I call the police in September? It wasn't about me calling the police in September. It was about me establishing what was going on within that family because I don't go over there. So the information was fed to me, right? The information that was fed to me that I checked up on and confirmed. So that child, I asked her mother, well, what happened when you went to the police? And she said, well, the police did not press charges because the children was forced to change what they said had happened so he wouldn't go to jail. So where I don't have no proof. I could just tell the story of what happened and how we got there.
Yeah, if the kids are not going to back it up. But now this is something else that you told me though. Now, you and this other person told me that I guess somebody asked the kids, did it really happen? And they said yes, and the reason why they lied or whatnot.
Yes, that's they were being forced to change their story. So that individual wouldn't go to jail. So that mother would still have him around to help her with the 5 children that she's had by him. So they forced them babies to change the story so he wouldn't get in trouble.
So you say all of that to say that there's a track record of them knowing detrimental shit happening and them covering it up.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. When that little girl, my little cousin, confirmed what had happened with that grown man. Oh, so they over there covering stuff up, and then that's when I blew up and put it all on Facebook for everybody to know. They covering for sex offenders over there. So that's why I didn't go to the police, because if my cousin took her daughter to the police station and told them, and they said, well, ma'am, we can't do nothing because these kids are saying it didn't happen.
Okay, I'm about to pull up these receipts from what she just said that she started to post on Facebook at that time when she found out. Like, this is insane, y'all. This is insane. Okay, I believe this is one. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I'm gonna read it out to y'all. I gotta make my screen bigger so I can be able to read it out to y'all. Okay, so this is Kenya. That's her Facebook page. And this was she had been making posts ever since then. This is January 7th, 2023. And it says, I'll be at your church, Annette, to tell them how you threaten all the girls to not say a word to anyone. So that's one. Let me go out of here. Let me go to the other one. Oh, my son get on my nerve. Every time I'm live, it's always something. Okay, this one say, she say, I got so, ugh. I got more. So type some more if you want. Wait. I gotta make it bigger, y'all. I can't see this stuff. I'm squinching my eyes, y'all. Okay, this was January 7th, 2023. She said, I got more, so type some more shit to me. Him offering them money that was confirmed today. I talked to the little girl. That was January 7th, 2023. This is insane, y'all. This is insane. Like, she really was trying to get people attention and let other folks know. Okay, this one says, she say, for the book, I have never ever talked or said anything about anyone else in this family being gay. That one is dead. So she just going back and forth like with family members and everything. And then in the comments she put up in here, these two comments, she said, y'all more worried about who told than the mental state of the little girls. And again, I see why Lady is effed up. So they call Lady, that is Annette. That's what they call her, Lady. So this has actually been going on definitely for quite some time. But as far as the family actually knowing what has been going on, the extended family, they didn't. A lot of them didn't. Let me see. Did I have another one of hers that I did? Yeah, this is another one, y'all. Like she was back to back with it. Okay, she put another one on here. Also in 2023, she said individuals that protect child molesters and frighten their own children to not tell the truth is an absolute disgrace. And not only that, and still allow him to be around is sickening. So she was not lying on that interview when she said that that's when she had started making these posts, once she actually found out what was going on in that house. So also I want to show y'all a picture of Naziah's brother. He's not a minor. If he was a minor, I wouldn't, even put his picture up here. But he's not a minor. They call him Vari. That's him right here, y'all. He favors her, don't he? Believe he's probably about 19 years old now, or 19 going on 20. So y'all see he was just with the content creator, the radio host who we just got done looking at. This he had just made a post on Facebook right before I came live. And I'm finna go up here to this post real quick so I can read it to y'all. So okay, let me get to it. This stuff is crazy, y'all. So this is her brother. And I'm about to read y'all this post. Miss Lynn, I know me and you are Facebook, and anybody else that's like Facebook friends with me, y'all, I'm gonna put it up there. So I'm gonna put it on my timeline because I just had it on private for right now. But I'm gonna put it on my timeline. I'm gonna read it. So this is the post that was made by this content creator. He says this was 9 hours ago that he posted this. He says somebody on my live made a comment that said if somebody did something to Vari, that I will be responsible. I say if somebody did something to him, that I will be the one. I will be one of the people that that will deal with it. And for all the people who are pushing this narrative that I have something against him or he has something against me or him and Roxy is beefing, y'all can stop it. All of the people from TikTok just finding out about the case after the court proceedings. Inserting your opinions and emotions and theories into a story that's pretty much over and done with is doing nothing but stirring up unnecessary conversation and allowing more unnecessary people to insert themselves into the equation of the story when they have no place in it. Um, they say now screenshot and share this on TikTok since that's what y'all like to do. And then he also stated, I sat and kicked it with him for about an hour, and we enlightened each other on a lot of things that neither one of us knew. I told him he might have lost his little sister, but he just gained a big brother. Made it official when he signed him and Nazia's name in my van. Oh, that's sweet. Then he said, then called my homeboy and he listed a job for him and got Vari a job. He started today at 8 a.m. So I'm gonna show the picture of him signing his name. His name is Tavarius Harris. And him right there signing his little sister name on Mark's page. Alrighty, so that's pretty much it, y'all. I am about to get ready and get up off a chair. You know, and we're gonna go from there. Like if I find out any type of information, and it is a couple of videos that I'm gonna try to work on and go from there. Yeah, like these people is really just they've been doing the whole most, y'all. For real. A lot of people has been really doing the whole most. Okay, Miss Lynn, you think that? Okay. That's cool. Yeah, he definitely posted that really earlier today. Miss Sexy Ray say Miss Lynn, the daddy know, but the wife didn't know until she was missing. Hmm. Miss Sexy Ray say they all need to be in jail. I believe so too, Miss Sexy. I really do. The grandma number one, she's the guardian. She's supposed to be there to protect. You know, protect her, Nazaya, and the rest of whatever the other kids that she had guardianship over. And then she gonna sit up here and just be lying the way that she be doing is ridiculous. Like I watched a small part of her testimony, during the court. And y'all know this lady sit up there and act like she could not see that man Javarius, whatever the damn name. The damn pedophile. She act like she could not see that man sitting with where he was sitting at. Talking about I need my glasses. I'm like, child, like she is the worst by line. She is real bad at it. Y'all should have seen the prosecutor face. He looking like, now how you can't see this man sitting right there? How you cannot see this man? And if you couldn't see him sitting right there when you just came probably where this man was at or probably on the other side, how was you even able to make it to the podium? If you can't see that bad, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's such a damn character. I cannot. Ms. Lynn said the grandmother and auntie knows exactly where that baby is. Y'all, mine, when I go live again, I'm gonna show y'all something and it's gonna trip y'all out. Because I've actually saved about 3 videos, but it's like 15, maybe 10 to 15 minutes a piece. And a lot of stuff that was said up in these interviews, it was like, how would these other people, know a lot of these key things, that was said? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, she be trying to play on people's top. I see. I can't wait to see that grandma testimony because she do too much. And then Shannon, she just play victim the entire time. She just sit up here and play victim. She's a bad liar too. She just, no, I don't know where she is. I just want to find my niece. I don't know where she is. Girl, boo. No, you know where she is. And if you don't know where she is, you know what happened to her. And whoever know where she is. So stop lying. Just lying for no reason. But you know what happens in the dark comes to light. And baby, I believe that they gonna find his baby. They is gonna find this baby because now this stuff is pretty much it's down there nationwide, and I believe as the Black community, we need to stay on their necks. Stay on their necks. I'm not trying to put nothing out here that did not come from the family, because there's too many people out here just got their own narrative, and they just out here putting all kind of different stories and all kind of stuff out there. Even if it's your opinion, it's your opinion. Make sure you state that it's your opinion, because I don't want this case to actually turn into a whole Kanika Jenkins kind of thing. And I believe that people is trying to spin this off like that, you know, in some type of way. They trying to spin this off like that. I mean, you got people up in these chats throwing threats. They attacking family members. They doing all of that. Miss Nan, I believe that. I seriously believe that she is jealous. She was jealous of her. I mean, you got to think about it. You talking about 40 years worth of generational curses. It's 40 years of people, just kids is steady getting SA'd within this family, within this immediate family. From Naziah's mom, who's to say Annette, who's to say the grandmother, it didn't happen to her, and why she just allowing this to happen down, down the line of her family, so because if Annette, who was the grandmother, allowed this to happen to Naziah's mom, and she was impregnated by Annette's uh, ex-boyfriend or whatever, you know what I mean, and had Naziah. I mean, not had Naziah, but she got pregnant, and I believe that she had the older son. So then next thing you know, here we go. Um, I believe the same thing probably happened with Shannon, because she's like taking after the same thing. She's allowing, this dude to sit up here and do all the stuff that he done did, and probably essayed, one or two of her kids, whoever, within that household. It was said, it was stated they have a 9-year-old confession, whatever, as far as they couldn't put out there what the 9-year-old said. They actually have like a recording, but they didn't put the baby name out there, nothing like that. I did download that, but I didn't upload it to StreamYard. But it was disgusting. It was disgusting. You know, um, but yeah, it just been going down the line. It seriously has been just going down the line, going, and it's just been happening for years. For years. Then you got the cousin Sierra. It happened to her for years, from 6 years old to 12 years old. Then Sierra stated about her older sister that something had happened to her, and she's asking her older sisters to step up. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't no telling how many other victims is out there within this immediate family that this has been going on. It ain't no telling. And then that's not even included with the 7 kids that's up in the household that they probably have seen, experienced, or did whatever. They didn't got brainwashed, po babies. Like, seriously, and another thing that's annoying me, why are these kids still up in this household? Why have not heard anybody saying that if this is the case of Naziah and her case, why do they still have these kids under the grandmother and auntie possession? Why are they still there? I don't understand that. I don't get that for the life of me. You have a whole child missing. Y'all got all of this stuff, all of these allegations and all of this stuff. This man has been charged. All them kids, if any remaining kids that was in that house, should have been gone. Not around them at all. They should be gone. Like, for real. I don't get it. Ms. Leah say they did find remains. They have to wait in until they do some testing. Yeah, I heard that they found some remains, but I don't know. I don't know. I hope it's not her. Miss Sexy said Miss Lynn so true. Shannon needs to be, yeah, she need to be in jail. Yes, she do need to be in jail. And even, if they find that she's not guilty for Naziah, I mean, it's still from Sierra, Naziah's cousin. That's still a case right there. Open up that case on her butt, because at some point they have to break this chain. Somebody in the family got to break this chain. You know what I mean? And hold these people accountable. They cannot continue to keep doing that. Annette should not be able to keep on getting licensed, you know what I mean? Or she should get her license or whatever the documents that she had to keep on adopting kids. Like, no, girl, no, you're done. You are done. Mm-mm. All these kids that's been neglected, yeah, people that has been neglected under your care, child, please. What is that? Go away. What is that? Um, Ms. Lynn say word on the street is he was sleeping with the grandmother and both the twins. Yeah, that's what I heard too, Ms. Lynn. I heard that too. And I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. And I also feel, as far as my opinion, I do truly feel that that Shannon has a lot to do with this, and that she pretty probably was jealous of Naziah and the relationship that Naziah felt that she had with Jarvis. I can believe that. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't had 5 kids by this so-called guy. You know what I mean? And then turn around, and tell her he probably was sitting up here giving her more attention than he was giving Shannon. Like, people minds work sick. I mean, we already know that they definitely don't get it all, at any type of point to be sitting up there allowing these type of things to happen to children and think that it's okay. Not only that it had, that it's been happened to them, but just steady happening. It's just happening. Y'all bringing these kids up in the world and up in this house thinking that this is okay behavior, and it's not. It's not at all. Miss Lynn say, people had to know what was going on in that house, and they still allow children to go over there. That's what I'm saying, y'all. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it don't make sense. It do not make sense. Like, y'all, because I don't have time for somebody to be sitting up here. I don't want to be getting no weird phone calls and all this and that. Like, baby, if I put any information out here, trust and believe it came from the family or it came from a trusted source that actually deals with the family, and it came out the family mouth. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be going out here. I'm gonna voice my opinion. You know what I mean? But that's about it. I'm definitely gonna voice my opinion about certain situations, and about when it comes down to these testimonies. Um and stuff like that. So, yeah. But I really hope that they don't try to stir this into more than what it is try to keep focused and stay focused on, looking for her and trying to see exactly what happened with her and the situation, and let's get down to the bottom of it. You know what I mean? Like, for real. Like, that's what's important. Instead of folks steady keep on trying to protect, they trying to protect Jarvis. You know what I mean? It's people with all I done came across some stuff on Facebook, child. Like, they like free him. They got posts out here saying free him and all kind of stuff, like saying despicable stuff, like she deserved it. And I mean, like, that they gotta be predators themselves to be saying the stuff that they saying. They say a lot. They've been saying a lot of horrible stuff out here. I'm like, you know what? This is sick. This is sick, the way people is just really out here posting this stuff on the internet about a 13-year-old baby. Negative stuff about a 13-year-old baby. Yeah, that is sickening. Yep, y'all. But I am hungry, child, and I am ready to eat something. and I'm gonna sit back and chill. Let me go. I'm finna do some more research and try to see if I can come up with something. Else I need to do some screen recording and stuff like that because it is a few things that I wanted to screen record, but it's a lot of these lives that I have been looking at, and they like 4 5 hours. So it's like, oh my god, it's they are long lives, but you'll be surprised that if I sit there and watch those 4 or 5 hour lives at a time, it's like the if you skip through it, it'd be the smallest things that you could miss. You know what I mean? Like for real, especially when it got to do with them interviews. Like I had to go back and watch them interviews twice, just to try to get, try to come to my conclusion. And, like when you first hear something for the first time, okay, you have a clear understanding. You know what I mean? You understand, but you really just probably need to go back and just re-listen to it again. Make sure you having an unbiased understanding about it. So you can't just keep putting yourself up in other people's shoes or stuff like that just to try to get a clear understanding. You just can't do that. So Miss Sexy say, Miss Lynn, he probably was. They all Miss Sexy. Girl, something ain't right upstairs at the end of the day. Something definitely ain't right upstairs, honey. For real. Miss X say Miss Lynn, he went with the other twin, then turned around missing with the other twin and had 5 kids. Like, baby, I mean, ain't no telling everybody in them probably had a piece of him, and they just around there treating him like a king and just giving him, I don't know. It's just sick. It's sick. But I'm about to let y'all go. Let me go ahead and get into these YouTube streets, these TikTok streets, and these Facebook streets, and try to see what I can come out with and bring to y'all or whatever for the next live. I thank y'all and I appreciate y'all for coming through and hanging out with your girl for a little bit. Let me throw that up there real quick, y'all. Let me throw that up there real quick. Real quick. Don't leave your kids with them. Period. See y'all later.